What is up, Ravens Nation? Welcome back to Vlog Talk, your home for all things Baltimore Ravens football. Today, we are talking about Devonte Adams calling Lamar Jackson the best ball carrier ever. But before we get into that, I'm going to play the full clip for you in just a minute. If you're new to this channel and you are a Ravens fan, hit subscribe. It's free, it's easy, and it helps grow the channel. We're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers before the end of the season. So if you would do that, I would greatly appreciate it. But enough of that. Let's get into the topic, and that is Devonte Adams during his press conference was asked about Lamar Jackson, and he ended up saying that, in his opinion, Lamar Jackson is the greatest ball carrier ever. And look, that is up for debate. That's his opinion, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I think it's really hard to really objectively say who the best is, but that's the best. That's the great thing about sports and opinions is everybody can have their own GOAT in whatever topic they want, whether it's best ball carrier, best passer, best overall player. So I never want to knock anybody for having their own opinion in this matter. I think but I do think it is a real possibility that Lamar is. He is absolutely such a unique skill set that the league really, I know Michael Vick was what he's compared to the most, but besides those two guys, the league really hasn't seen quarterbacks like them really ever, in my opinion. And what is even more interesting to me is how highly regarded Lamar Jackson is with his peers in the league. We oftentimes see media members and many fans that minimize Lamar Jackson's game as a one-dimensional player who only runs the football. And look, when he entered the league, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He was not a great passer. We saw that in his completion percentage and when he was a rookie, which he didn't even play the full season. But then going into his full season starting, they brought in Greg Roman, who really utilized Lamar Jackson's legs while he developed as a passer. And of course, he had that for a few years, which was, I think, good for Lamar because I don't know if he was quite ready to take on the full passing game that a lot of quarterbacks do. And plus, when you have such a unique skill set with his legs, it would be a shame not to take advantage of that. So the Ravens did. And they had great success. Just his first year in Todd Monken's new system, which had more of an emphasis on the passing game and less of a ground attack, which obviously the ground attack is still there, but he utilized Lamar Jackson's arm more than it's ever been utilized. He registered at career highs in pass attempts, completions, completion percentage, and passing yards. So Lamar Jackson proved he can throw the football. And to add on to the respect that he gets from his peers, he was ranked second in the top 100 players, ranked by the players. That is ahead of Patrick Mahomes and every other quarterback in the league. Tyreek Hill was the only player that was ahead of him in this poll this year. Now, I know Mahomes has won it in many years, and I'm not saying Lamar Jackson is better than Mahomes. I've said many times I think Patrick Mahomes is the number one player in the National Football League, but it is interesting when you hear people minimize Lamar Jackson's game like he's just a running back, essentially. And the NFL players look at Lamar Jackson as such an elite talent, they would vote him the second best player, not just quarterback, but player in the National Football League. So I'm going to play the clip of Devonte Adams speaking about Lamar Jackson and give you a little reaction after that.
You've seen out of Lamar Jackson throughout his career. Well, he's who I think I mentioned it to y'all. I don't know if it was this year or last year, but going into my 21 season, I felt like that was an area, broken tackles was an area that I really wanted to focus on and push and make better. And I was literally finding myself watching Lamar Jackson highlights like in my locker before the games. Like, dude changed the game. He's the best, in my opinion, best ball carrier ever. No matter what position you want to talk about, I don't think anybody's as big of a threat carrying the football. So, and obviously he's worked really hard to develop in the other parts of his game as well, and you've seen that come a long way too. So, he's a huge threat. Somebody you gotta be accountable for out there, and make sure you know what he's doing, and getting on the film of that. And obviously, I don't have to worry about that, but yeah, he's a hell of a football player.
So there you have it, folks. Devonte Adams thinks he's the best ball carrier ever, and you just constantly hear the respect that other players and coaches have for Lamar Jackson. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think he is in the argument for the best ball carrier ever? Not necessarily the best. Like I said, I think it's hard to nail down and say, but I think he's absolutely in the argument. There's really have not been too many quarterbacks in particular, but players with Lamar Jackson's skill set. An all-around dynamic guy, and his legs are just ridiculous, and have been since he entered the league. But I want to know what you guys think. What is your opinion of what Devonte Adams had to say about this? Thank you for giving me just a few minutes of your day. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, like the video. It really helps grow. We're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers before the end of the season. All we do is talk Ravens football here, so if you're into that, this is the channel for you. And I will see you all in the next video. Go Ravens!